All right, so today we're diving deep into something truly internetese. We're talking about Doge.
Mm.
And listen, I get it. This one really seemed to resonate with you all, wanting to go beyond the surface level of this Shiba Inu with the wonky text.
Well, it's easy to write Doge off as, well, just silly internet humor. But you know what? It's had a surprisingly significant impact. I mean, think about it. It wormed its way into our online language. That's got to count for something.
And what really blew my mind while prepping was realizing how long Doge has been around. You think early 2010s, peak meme era, right, but it actually goes back even further than that.
Oh, yeah, way further back. Like when I tell you, you're going to be surprised. 2010, that's when that iconic Doge image, Comic Sans and all, first popped up online.
Whoa, 2010. I was way off. That's before Dogecoin, before Doge was even a thing people were talking about outside of, like, deep internet circles.
Exactly. It's amazing how these things snowball. And even the word itself, Doge, it actually popped up earlier, believe it or not. 2005, there was this episode of the online cartoon Homestar Runner, and they misspelled dog as Doge.
Get out. No way.
Yep. It's fascinating how these little language quirks catch on.
So then that image, the one we all know, that hits in 2010, and it's a little bittersweet talking about Doge now, because Kobosu, the actual Shiba Inu in the meme, she sadly passed away this year, 2024. But even beyond the classic Doge, there's like a whole extended Doge universe now, right? You've got Cheems, the little guy with the lemon face, always looking a little anxious.
Right. And Walter, the skeptical bull terrier, it goes to show how memes evolve. They become tools to tell stories, to make commentary, almost like their own little world building. And each character, it's like they embody a certain something, a stereotype or archetype.
It's like that whole Swole Doge versus Cheems thing, right? I feel like that one really struck a chord.
Oh, for sure. Swole Doge, all muscled up in Photoshop. He's like that romanticized version of the past, while Cheems is, well, us now. A little rough around the edges, maybe not as glorious as we imagine things used to be. It's funny, sure, but there's also that layer of, generational anxiety in there, something like that.
Yeah. Like, things are so much better back in my day, but memed.
Yeah.
Love it. And you can't talk about Doge without talking about, like, Doge speak. The way he uses language, it's just, like, instantly recognizable.
It really is incredible how quickly it caught on. You've got your classic Doge modifiers, those are key. But it's that intentional, messing with grammar that makes it so funny.
Yeah, like, you'd never say much noble, you'd say very noble. But Doge is like, much noble, so respect. It's perfect.
Right. It's wild, right? How online communities, they kind of create these little dialects, these unique ways of using language. And the way Doge speak uses those ending words, it's like their own punctuation. Wow, obviously that's the big one. But amaze, excite, same idea.
Oh, man, it's taking me back to, like, my early internet days coming up with the dumbest slang with my friends. Good times. But speaking of Doge's impact, we got to talk about Dogecoin for a sec.
Yeah.
Like a cryptocurrency, but for Doge.
Yeah.
A meme turned into actual money. Still blows my mind a little bit.
It's a perfect example of how something that seems, on the surface, kind of silly, like a meme, can end up influencing these really established systems, even finance. It's wild. And Dogecoin launched in 2013, not long after Doge first blew up.
So for those of us who might not be, like, fluent in cryptocurrency, what even is it? Like, what makes it different from just using regular money online?
Okay, so at its core, cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin, they use this thing called blockchain technology. Basically, it's like this big shared digital ledger. Every transaction is recorded on there, and it's decentralized, so no one entity is in control, unlike, say, a central bank.
So it's not about, like, physical Dogecoins. It's all about this underlying tech, this digital record that everyone shares.
Exactly. And what I find so interesting about Dogecoin, it really tapped into that same viral energy that made Doge so popular in the first place. People weren't just buying into a cryptocurrency, they were buying into the joke, the community, the whole Doge phenomenon.
It was more than just an investment. It was like joining a movement. And Doge made a real impact. Like, we're talking dictionary definitions, news articles, calling it the meme of the 2010s.
It's true. And let's not forget that NASCAR sponsorship.
Wait, a Doge meme on an actual race car? No way.
It really happened. That's how far Doge's reach went. There were video game cameos. Even Google got in on the action. Remember that Easter egg? You search Doge meme and boom, the whole page is Comic Sans.
That's amazing. You don't see that every day. It really is wild how that meme just, broke through to the mainstream.
It really is. But even now, years later, Doge is like this constant presence online. It makes you wonder, What is it about some memes, that makes them stick around?
Yeah, what makes them stand the test of time when others fade away?
Uh,
What's the secret sauce? Is it humor, relatability?
I mean, it's probably a whole mix of things, right? Doge, it's funny, it's simple, but you can do a lot with it, and it plays on that shared feeling of like being online, that love of absurdity. But it also, I think it really captures a moment in internet culture, back when things felt a little more, I don't know, lighthearted, a little
A
more.
little more wow.
Exactly. Doge has that like nostalgic quality to it now.
Totally. Like, it reminds me of how the internet felt when I was a kid,
Mhm.
before things got so, I don't know, like self-aware.
Right. Like we were all just figuring it out together.
Right. Exactly. And Doge, it lets us tap back into that feeling, that pure, innocent, finding something funny for no reason kind of joy.
It reminds us that sometimes the silliest things, they can have the biggest impact. So if we're looking at Doge now, like a cultural artifact, what can we learn from it? What's the takeaway?
I mean, I think it's a good reminder that we should never underestimate a good meme. Like, they can be more than just jokes, right? They can be how we communicate, how we talk about what's going on in the world.
Exactly. It's easy to dismiss them as like this trivial thing. But they can tell us a lot about ourselves, about our values, what stresses us out, how we connect online.
Which, let's be real, is how we connect, period, these days. So much of life is online.
That's right. And that brings us to our final thought for today. Think about the memes that really resonated with you, the ones that made you laugh, the ones you still share. What do they say about your online experience?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like holding up a mirror to your own internet journey.
Right. Because those memes, they're not just random images and catchphrases. They're pieces of who we are, how we talk to each other, what we find meaningful online. Doge might be a blast from the past, but it sparks a bigger conversation. How do we connect? How do we communicate? What do we value in a digital world? And those are questions worth thinking about.